Super extreme gimbal shot with Benny Boy. Friends, neighbors, YouTube comment section, what's happening? Ben and I are here on a Saturday we're trying to do what they say can't be done. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I don't know how to rhyme any of the rest of the Smokey and the Bandit theme song. Anyway, we're building, wait for it, the LM Cases 2026 Amenities Case Barista Elite today. Elite. So we built one of these earlier in the year. Ben and I also slept here to get that thing done. And Smooth Eddie, salesman extraordinaire, sold it. So we have a trade show next weekend in Arizona. We will be in the Scottsdale area. And this is the trade show display case that we are using so that Ed and I can drink beers and drink good coffee. So we have to get this done either today or today and tomorrow because it has to get on to a pallet and get shipped to Arizona. So I figured I've been giving you guys a lack of build and road case content, mostly because this guy is here doing all of said things now. But I figured I would take you guys along on a build video of this thing. So the way that the integration department works at LM is we're the very last step. So this is how we get stuff presented to us. It is just the case built. So Ben and I just got done having a quick meeting to figure out how we're going to divide and conquer, which I guess we still probably need to do because we got distracted by API-wrapped LLM stuff that he's working on. So, you know. But hey, look, there's an LM coffee cup. Do you guys know that we have these? Look, in the wild, the $30 coffee cup. Complete, well, it doesn't come with coffee, but, you know, you get the idea. So anyway, here's the amenities case. So our job today is we have to mount the monitor on this. This piece comes up. This is on a position control hinge. And we have to essentially make the cable loom that goes down on that. We mount a Sonos speaker to this guy right here. And then we have our little meter that goes right there. There's the hated Keurig machine that nobody likes. There's the DeLonghi True Brew machine that everybody likes that is sold out everywhere in the country that I had to buy refurb from eBay. That's right. There is the microwave, and then there is the refrigerator. So these are the things that you guys don't normally get to see because any of my LM propaganda films are with it loaded, but you can really see the finish work here that goes into this stuff that no one will ever see. So here is the back vent portion, but these are closed-cell cross-link foam sides. So you can see everything is nice and rounded. You'll never see that, you know, but those are things that we do with all of these things that's, you know, just have a bit of intentionality. We're upgrading this from the last one. So if you do want, you can go to LM's page. You can just type in your search bar LM Cases, or our handle is LM Cases 1985. And you can see the original case that we built back in December/January. So we modded it. I was upset about the lack of bass, so we added a Sonos sub, which is this compartment right here, and this is the cutout for the coffee machine. So really, with a lot of these, all we do is really tightly CNC the bases on these. So you put the machine in, so this is the machine, this is the drip tray. And then by the power of friction, they all stay in place. And you don't need any type of mechanical strapping or anything just because the engineering is so tight. Shout out to John for keeping it tight. So we are going to get started on this, and I will check back in with you when there is something interesting to show you. All right, so here's where we are at so far. Ben is in the back fabricating. He is building our I/O panel. This is the power portion of the I/O panel. So basically the way that this case works is we have a couple of standalone parts. So this is what we like to call our double D box. So this has a 5278 inlet, and then we'll also have two D punches here. This particular box will have PowerCon outlets to it for additional things, although actually now that I'm thinking about it, I think we actually did signal on those. Ben might have built this box prematurely. The other thing that we have with this one that's pretty cool is this box. This is specifically designed to be an inline meter panel. So it's very, very simple. It has a meter that shows both voltage and amperage, and then it has a hydraulic breaker that's in there. And on the back end of it, it just has a true one in and out. I've actually started to add our part numbers on this, mostly for our own internal ordering. But if you are interested in purchasing this as a standalone part, it is available from lmcasesonline.com, and it is $46,693. So the idea with that particular box is, you can see, we got the TV mounted. It will go essentially right here, so that you can see what all the devices are drawing, because I'm sure the astute among you are saying, Billy, you can't run all of that off of a 15 amp wall outlet. And you're right. But you can if you do one or two things at a time. As long as you don't use both coffee makers and the microwave, you're okay. So here's what we're up to. We're configuring the network aspects of things first. So we've got the beam right here. We've got the sub down here. We use these little GLI net routers, which is this guy. So we're tethering this so that we're making this setup so that you can tether it. So because we're going to a trade show, with this, we're going to run the whole booth off of my phone. So we config the GLI net router, which is up on the secondary monitor here, as tethering. So the way that we're running this whole system is we are tethering off of Ben's phone. We are going from USB-C to USB-A into the router. It's going into the switch. The switch is powering the access point, and then here we are on my phone configuring things. So if you ever wonder why Ben and I might be a little hard to get a hold of, sometimes we're just using our phones to config things.
Yes.
Nearly all the time. Although we did have to update everything on here, so that took about an hour to update the access point, the router, the sub, and the beam. So, what'd you fab, Ben?
It looks ugly right now, but it won't.
So what we try to do with boxes is we try to stick with a couple of different standardized boxes, and then we just modify them. Because lead time to make the metal black from the anodizer is 30 to 45 days. So if we can have standardized stuff, it makes it a lot easier for us. So I figured I'd shoot this video while you were cutting things.
Nice.
So that's where we're at so far. All right, I'm now realizing that we haven't checked in. Ben and I had to mute Toto live from Amsterdam, one of the greatest sounding live recordings ever. So here's where we're at so far. The Sonos bar beam is installed. The TV is installed. Ugh. Ben, give him special effects. Just pull it out. There you go. Here, pull it in so they could push it in so you can see how tight this tolerance is. It's insane.
The cardboard scrapes.
Yeah, the cardboard scrapes. It's so tight. So it comes, we pull it out just a little bit. It goes over the sound bar just like that. So we are pretty much done with the wiring. We're nearing completion. Unfortunately, we just have to do, we have to be in the same place at the same time. So I just needed to get the low portions done. These are the boxes that Ben was building. They're finally installed. So these are two courtesy outlets. This is the main power inlet. We just need to label these with P-Touch. What else? The meter's in now. So this will be the main power switch for the whole case. What else? Oh, here's Ben's Linus Tech Tip screwdriver.
The clear one.
The clear one. Keurig's installed. We just haven't wired it. But again, it's like the tolerance with this stuff is so tight. Microwave is in. Refrigerator is in. True Brew DeLonghi espresso machine is in again. Tolerance. So we just have to finish wiring the back, and I guess that'll be the next point where we check in before we turn this thing on. Benny boy,
Yes.
what you twerking on?
Putting this in.
Oh, look at your custom fab brackets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
I drilled a hole in it.
So we have a good majority of the wiring. So Ben is on top and I'm on the bottom. And that's what we're up to. You know, that's why I always joke that you have to be under a height requirement to work in the LM integration department. Ben and I are both pretty short. I don't mean to out you about being short, Ben.
You realize how many times you've outed me on camera already?
For being short? So I'm working in this area right here as Ben is terminating all of the network connections up there. So I just figured we'd check in to show you the general mess of wiring here. But yeah, I think the next time we see you, this will all be pretty. I'll turn it up. This isn't bad. I like a little sub with my coffee. Okay, so we haven't tuned this thing yet. Also, shout out to The Strike as our test song, or our test band. We're making Ben use an Apple phone, which he hates. So the cool thing about Sonos, and one of the reasons why I like to spec it so much, is it has an auto calibration, auto EQ thing. So you can group system components together, and you can do, it does like a calibration thing where it gets a time alignment of it all, and then it does like a spatial EQ thing. So, I mean, for the audio engineers among you, it's like not quite smart. It doesn't put pink noise through it, but it has like a whooping sound. And then it, oh, I guess it does have pink noise actually, now that I think about it.
Well, the whoop is a sine sweep.
Right.
So it's just.
But there is like low frequency sine wave, or there's like pink noise that comes in the bottom. So like while it's doing that, it underscores it. Mm-hmm. So Ben, run it through the test.
Oh, you're gonna put me on the spot like that?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
I'm gonna make you use an Apple phone with a Sonos app that you don't know how to use. Yeah, you got to get the feel for it.
Totally making fun of how tall I am.
You just have to make bigger movements up and down.
We're in too big of a room.
No, you have to physically move the phone more. Up.
I'm reaching up and down.
Just go faster. I've only done this 1,000 times. That's the only reason I know.
Oh, wait. Oh, I just locked the phone.
Okay, let's switch spots here. So we have figured out that the TruePlay tuning makes it sound worse. In this particular instance. So that's with it on. That's with it off. So all we did was bump up the sub level by +4 or whatever that is. And we did a couple of clicks of treble in there, but, oh, +6, I'm sorry.
I'm assuming it's gotta be dB.
We did try inverting the polarity, which is cool that it lets you do that. But yeah, here, we pause that. I feel like I can feel us getting demonetized by the second. So this is cool. This is done. So we've got our breaker panel right here, front and center, so you can see it by the coffee machines. We're running this whole thing off of Ben's phone. So the way that this works is we have a router input right here that runs on USB, and this lets you tether a device to it. The HDMI for the TV is there. So the other thing too is if you guys ever wonder why I have these white bubbles on all of our boxes, it's so that you can put a P-Touch label on it like that. Don't look at this extension cord. That's just what we had in the shipping department. We do have these courtesy outlets that are right here. WAN and LAN, so if you do want to feed it something wired. But Ben, show them how the TV works. Ooh. This is the fun part.
Let's sit phone down. Delicate Apple device.
So what you do is you then grab one of the handles, stand it up like that, and then push it back, and then that gets you your display. So the whole idea with this is we started doing this this year. This is the first year we did the monitor in the case. And we basically did it so that we can run LM's propaganda film reel of the booth. Because it is amazing when you do trade shows like this, like even though your booth might be filled with cases, people don't know who you are. So it says we are LM Cases, custom builders of cases and electrical systems. So, you know, when you have a bunch of different integrated stuff like this, everyone's like, what do you do? Well, we build the cases. So you can see where the Sonos ends up when this is deployed. The interesting thing about the Sonos is it actually does have speakers that are right here. Get ready, comment section. You're typing, I know. So we originally had this recessed into a simpler foam cavity, but we actually had to make that design change at the 11th hour because it had side speakers for, I don't know that I would call it surround, but they're just, we'll call it side speakers for coverage. But yeah, the general tour of it is this. Here's the Keurig machine. There's 9 K-cup holders that are in here. This goes in here like this. The machine's just all on it, recessed into this tray. These are all made out of Baltic. We've got our True Brew machine, which this thing is super cool. I don't know why this has been messing with us all night. It just doesn't want to sit down on there. We like this machine because it gives you a carafe that can't break because it's insulated stainless. So you can make a pot of coffee and then it's here. The other thing it'll do is it'll pull shots of espresso, which is pretty cool. And it's actually, they're good. There's crema in everything for the coffee snobs amongst you. You know, storage drawers. This is the insert for oh, this goes in the microwave. This is for the glass platter in the microwave. This comes out. So when you, it has a rotating platter in the microwave. This sits on it so that it's flat. And then I think there's a shape, or no, there's not, on the other side. And then I think we have another little piece that holds the carafe in place while it goes. But we're calling this a luxury-inspired refrigerator because it has wood shelves. Oh, the door's on the other side. Ooh, yikes, we gotta change that. We installed this, we gotta change the door. It's on the wrong side. The pull handle for the door is right there. Okay, we'll fix that. And a microwave, in case you guys wanna make Totino's pizza rolls. The other thing is it has this flip-up table, which is pretty cool. This goes into the side of the case. So it's just always built in if you need a table to fit 2 phones. But anyway, I figured you guys would enjoy this build. If you guys have any questions, of course, leave a question or a comment below. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye. All right, we're back. Ben reminded me that the original version had the little donut thing for the coffee pot, but this actually allows you to put it in the microwave so that it holds the glass part of the microwave down and the coffee cup. I completely forgot about that. Now we'll catch you guys on the next one. Smash that like and subscribe. Bye.